Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Romana, if you don't know me already. Today I'm going to give you 5 tips to get unstuck. And what does that mean? Sometimes in life we just feel a little bit directionless, like we don't really know what next steps to take. We are feeling a little bit trapped in our lives perhaps. Maybe our work isn't going well, or maybe our relationships aren't going well, or perhaps it's just a family issue. Whatever it is, sometimes these situations can leave us trapped in our lives, and it's quite hard to come out of that feeling, getting at a crossroads and not being quite sure which road to take. And it can be very scary, very daunting, and a very dark and lonely place to be. I have felt like this since I moved to Bristol at first, because I didn't really have a community here. I didn't really have my family who I'm very close to. I didn't have a job as such because I was freelancing and I hadn't found my clients yet. And since then things have been very different, and I've gotten unstuck out of that feeling, out of that kind of dark state of mind, into a lighter, brighter feeling of existing in the world, and that makes me very happy. And I feel like if someone had done a video like this when I was feeling in that way, it would have really helped. So I just wanted to talk to any of you out there who are feeling stuck, and hopefully these 5 tips will help you. Before we get into the actual video, please remember to subscribe. It really does help my channel grow since I am at the beginning. And if you enjoy this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and leave a comment of what resonated, what you'd like to see next. I'm always open to new ideas for videos, but also feedback. And yeah, always love to hear from you. So thank you for clicking into this video, and let's get straight to it. The number one thing I would say to try and get out of this rut is to understand why we're in the rut in the first place. So what aspects of our lives are we enjoying, if any, and what aspects of our lives are we not enjoying, or are we feeling particularly like it's a daunting side of our life? It's something that is pressurizing us, making us anxious, making us stressed, maybe keeping us up all night. So identifying the problem. This can be incredibly challenging. Try to be patient with yourself and don't give yourself any punishment for not knowing, because sometimes not knowing can be very confusing, but that's okay. It's okay not to know why you're confused. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel depressed, and accepting that is a big part of healing from that. So how can we understand what is going on for us? A big thing is, for me anyway, chatting to somebody that I love and trust, who knows me quite well. So perhaps this is a partner, a family member, a close friend. Can you tell them about your struggle? Can you express how you're feeling to them? Can you be vulnerable with them and tell them that you need their help? That's okay to go to somebody and ask for help, or go to somebody and talk it through so that you can get some clarity on the situation. So for me, I understand a lot of things from chatting to somebody, but other people who are more introverted, perhaps they might find it very beneficial to, and it's something I love doing, journal. So grab a pen, grab some paper, and write at the top of the sheet, why am I feeling stuck? Or why am I feeling depressed? Make your prompt at the top of the page as clear as you can, so that there's no room for skirting around the situation. Just go straight into it. And when you start writing, give yourself a timer. It could be a limit of a page, 2 pages, 3 A4 pages can be very helpful, like Julia Cameron says in their book The Artist's Way, which is where I started journaling. Or perhaps you give yourself a time limit of 5 minutes. You set the timer and you cannot stop writing. You cannot take the pen off the page until those 5 minutes are up, and just keep to the topic, like as if you've been given an essay in school and you've got to stick to the topic. You can't veer off too much. So try that. Just to be very clear, it might take a few days, a few weeks, a few months to figure out where you're at and why you're feeling this way. So again, try to give yourself extra compassion, extra self-love whilst you're figuring all this out. And with the journaling, it might be resolved in one journaling session. You might need to go on and on with the same prompt, or maybe another prompt comes up that's more useful, and keep going back to that prompt every day and giving it the time that it needs, and keep writing until you've written everything that you needed to write. Try and really trust yourself and feel it almost like a flow of consciousness. Let the pen roll, let the thoughts roll, and you will get your answers as to why you are feeling down. I promise you, if you stick with the journaling, you will get some more clarity. On to the next one. What else can we do to feel less stuck in our lives? A huge thing can be being static. Being static is an enormous part of feeling stuck. When you're static for a long time, your mind begins to wander. Your mind begins to spiral, especially if you're already in a vulnerable state. So try to move your body. Even 5 minutes can make all the difference. Maybe you have a sedentary job and you work from home, so maybe set that 5-minute reminder of movement every 2 hours. Just get up, do a few jumping jacks, do a little bit of stretching. Maybe you like qigong, that's a really good practice to move energy. Maybe you like yoga, it's great for calming the nervous system. Maybe you need something a little more intense, but make sure that you are moving your body. Something like going out for a walk around the block for 20 minutes can really shift your perspective. So really try that, and you can listen to Andrew Huberman about that, because your visual fields and your senses shifting through all these different dimensions as you walk can really set into motion some thoughts to cure how you're feeling, to ease the tension in your head, and to spiral less in your thoughts. And this is proven. So really give that a go. Stop the video. If you're feeling down, go out for a little 10-minute walk, come back, tell me how you feel. Leave it in the comments. If you did do that, leave it in the comments and let me know, did you feel any different when you came back from your walk? And in the words of my wonderful client, she always says, no matter how I'm feeling, whenever I show up to the session, I always feel that little bit better. I might not cure how I'm feeling, but I always feel that little bit better, and it always sticks with me. And it's so true. When do you ever regret a workout? Unless you've gotten injured in the workout or something bad has happened, you will never ever regret a workout. Number 3 is control what you can control. So there are things in life that we really cannot control that happen, and we can do absolutely nothing about them. But there's a lot in life that we can control, and a lot of the time when we're feeling down, we actually aren't in control of those things that we can control. Now that sounds like a really long rigmarole, but that is to say things like eating, sleeping, how stressed we are, how much we work, what our boundaries are. All of those things are things we can control. So maybe there's a person in your life that's stealing a lot of your energy. Energy is really precious, and especially when you're feeling down, if somebody is sucking the life out of you, and that's a fact, it's going to really, really drain that already very diminished energy that you have. So if there's somebody in your life that is taking up a lot of your time and draining you of energy, make sure that you reduce the time that you spend with them. So meet yourself where you're at and then make adjustments accordingly. You don't have to change everything straight away, but maybe bringing in 1 meal a day. Maybe you eat 3 processed meals a day. Maybe you eat 1 meal a day that's a little less processed. Or maybe you switch out a processed meat for chickpeas or legumes, or maybe fish. Something like that, where instead of going to McDonald's, you make your own burger. Things like that. Switch around your diet and notice the difference, because when you consume more water, when you eat better, and when you sleep better, you can actually notice a huge difference to your mood, your energy levels, your happiness, and it's a lot easier to do what you love then, because you're properly fueled, properly rested, and you're not feeling as stressed and less bloated, less fatigued, because sometimes ultra-processed foods can really put a blockage in our system and make us feel really fatigued. And you can see it when you have a huge meal and you eat too much, or you've overdone it on your carbs, your refined white flour, and you just feel so tired and drained and bloated. That is your sign from your body saying, hey, that was too much for me. So how can we make positive impact on our nutrition? Number 4 on the list is take a step in the right direction. Now, how do we know what the right direction is? There really is no right or wrong direction, but taking a step towards a life that you want, towards a maybe job that you want, a friendship that you seek, a romance that you seek, taking a small step in that direction can be so empowering to create positive change. So take a small step whatever that could mean. Maybe, for example, I'm really interested in becoming a presenter. For me, when I first moved to Bristol, I contacted a local Bristol station and I got on air. I saw how that felt like. I got a little bit of practice shadowing some of the presenters there, and I started working there for a little bit, and that was really empowering because it felt like a step in the right direction. Yes, of course, it takes a lot of you putting yourself out there, and sometimes when you're stuck in a rut, you don't feel very confident to put yourself out there, but I got over that. I was like, I don't care, I don't feel very confident, I actually feel quite insecure, but I'm going to put myself out there anyway and see what happens. And actually it yielded some great results, so I'm really proud of that step that I took. But it could be something as simple as, I want to eat better, so I'm going to buy myself a really nice recipe book and make a recipe every week from that recipe book, so I can eat healthier and change up my diet a little bit, eat more colourful foods, something like that. It can be literally any step, the smallest step in the right direction. Reaching out to somebody you love, telling somebody how good they look, and maybe do they want to grab a coffee. This fifth one, I'm putting two things together: connection and purpose. One of the biggest things I learned from when I moved to Bristol at first and was feeling quite down is that I really need people in my life to feel connected. I really need to feel part of a greater community. So I joined a yoga studio. That really helped my confidence. I made some friends at the yoga studio. Or maybe it could be a book club if you love reading. It could be like a knitting club if you want to learn how to knit, horse riding, whatever you wish. Maybe an online community if you can't afford to go somewhere in person. I know it can be really hard to find connection and really seek that purpose. It's not always easy to find, and sometimes your purpose will shift in life. Maybe in your 20s you want something, in your 30s you want something different. But to keep finding what that is for you and keep tuning in to what purpose means to you and what connection means to you. And again, journaling can be so helpful in this conversation, listening to podcasts and realizing, what am I really interested in listening to? What topics really spark my interest? What topics do I really want to know more about? And that is all tying into your purpose. And when you find your purpose, then you can feel more connected to the world, because you feel like you are giving something toward the world that makes you feel like you matter, or that life is more interesting because of this purpose that you have. And then it gives you a reason to get up every day, to feel motivated. When you have maybe a job that gives you a lot of purpose, you feel excited to wake up in the morning and go and deliver the work because it's something that you really look forward to doing. You're not dreading it. I think when we have a job that maybe doesn't feel like it's giving us much of a purpose, it makes us feel drained, and it depletes us, and it takes our energy away, and it depresses us because it's not exactly what we want to do. So finding exactly what that purpose is can be just a whole life's worth of work to delve into that. But it is really worth every day asking yourself, what do I want? Why am I here? What do I want to do with my day? And then connection comes with that, because once you find your purpose, then you find people to connect with about that purpose. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video as much as I've enjoyed putting it together. And if you'd like more videos like this, please be sure to leave me a comment below and let me know what resonated, what didn't. And I do want to say, if you are really struggling with depression and anxiety, or whatever you may be feeling, it can be useful to reach out to an expert. This is just my humble opinion. I am no psychologist or a psychiatrist, so please do reach out to anybody, a loved one or somebody better equipped to help you get out of this situation, because it can be really tough and lonely when you're in a dark place. And just know that there is help out there, and there are people who are qualified to support you through this. And just know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and things will get better, but you have to also take that step in that direction to be vulnerable and ask for help, because there is so much strength in vulnerability. And I hope you have enjoyed and found something from this. And I really appreciate you watching all the way till the end. Please like this video, subscribe if you aren't already, so you know when the next video is coming. You can even press that notification bell, and reach out to me on Instagram if you like, whatever way you feel like you'd like to be connected. And I always am open to hearing your ideas. I hope you have a wonderful day or night, whatever time you're listening to this or watching this. Sending you a big hug, much love, and thanks again. See you in the next video. Bye.